Now on CoastTV News.
We're just hours away from the presidential debate. What we can expect between the face-off between President Biden and former President Donald Trump. New this morning, the city of Rehoboth Beach speaking out after being found in violation when it comes to hiring its new city manager.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Madeline Overturf. Welcome to CoastTV News Midday. New today, the city of Rehoboth Beach is responding after being found violating the Freedom of Information Act in the hiring process of this man, City Manager Taylor Tedder. In a statement just released to CoastTV, the city says in part it believes it was following all requirements and is disappointed to, quote, have been found in violation of FOIA laws, signaling a failure in the city's transparency and as a, quote, injustice to our citizens. The city says they're committed to adhering to FOIA principles, quote, we can and will do better. The Attorney General's office says Rehoboth violated FOIA by discussing the city manager's contract and salary in executive section, which is not open to the public. And coming up on Coast TV News at 5, we have an interview with the man who spearheaded the FOIA complaint. Learn if he wants this case to go to Chancery Court tonight on Coast TV News at 5. For months now, the pay package for City Manager Taylor Tedder, it's been a talking point in Rehoboth Beach. So let's run this by you again. Tedder makes $250,000 a year. He was given another $50,000 in moving expenses and a $750,000 housing loan that will be forgiven if Tedder stays in the position for 7 years. The salary alone was $90,000 per year more than the previous city manager. Let's go ahead and take a live look right now outside into Dover. Our first alert meteorologist Bob Tryhe joins us now with a look at our forecast. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Maddie. We're beginning to dry out after last night's beneficial rains, and boy, was that a great soaking. Just what the doctor ordered. We had the rain, we had some storms, and even a little bit of wind damage around the Salisbury area into southeast parts of Delaware. But now things are drying out. We're even starting to thin out the overcast now. You can see that on the visible satellite picture. Maybe still a few lingering showers for the southern tip of Del Mar, but we're watching a cold front working through the peninsula right now, so eventually we will start to dry things out, but it's still a little muggy out there, and it's warm. Temperatures into the mid to upper 70s, 79 Milton, 78 Georgetown, Del Mar at 77 right now, and dew point temperatures still pretty high in the 60s and 70s, so it feels like temperatures lower 80s across much of the area, but those conditions will become more comfortable into the afternoon as we're watching winds starting to swing around to the west now, and we'll start the drying process into the afternoon. So Futurecast at noon has us in the 70s and 80s. You can see how the clouds are thinning out by 2 o'clock. We're in the 80s, and in fact, looks like late afternoon, that's when we hit our high temperatures with full sunshine, upper 80s inland, a little cooler at the beaches, and good looking weather for your evening plans. So have the shades handy for this afternoon as the winds swing to the south and the west. We're looking at a good looking Friday, but muggy and maybe kind of rainy by Sunday. Your full forecast and look at those rainfall totals coming up in just a bit.
Bob, thank you. Right now, Delaware State Police need your help finding the people they say are stealing copper wires from irrigation systems. Here's where it's happening. Several farms in Greenwood and Kent County have been vandalized. Police say wires have been cut from 50 feet to several hundred feet. A political first for the first time in 47 years, the Delaware House overrode a veto by the governor. According to the bill's sponsor, this bill would improve the transparency and fairness in the state's selection of retiree health care plans. It also revises the State Employee Benefit Committee requiring public decisions. The vote to override Governor John Carney's veto was unanimous in the House. These changes are scheduled to go into effect on January 1st, 2025. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump are just hours away from facing off in the first presidential debate of the 2024 cycle. Without a doubt, the stakes are high as they make their pitch to voters with less than 5 months until their rematch at the polls. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez tells us what we can expect later tonight.
President Biden and his aides gathered at Camp David for several days of intensive discussion and preparation. From informal conversations about topics, questions, and potential responses to more formal 90-minute mock debates.
Really, the goal of prep is for your candidate to zero in on the 3 or 4 arguments that they really want to drive throughout the night.
Former President Trump, meanwhile, received the help of some of his top contenders for vice president, as well as senators and policy experts, dubbed as informal policy discussions by his campaign, all to sharpen his message on key issues, as well as how to best frame his recent criminal conviction of falsifying business records. During the 90-minute debate, microphones will be muted except for the candidate whose turn it is to speak.
A lot has been made of the debate in 2020 when it was seen that President Trump was interrupting candidate Joe Biden at the time way too much. With the microphones off, he's not going to have that ability.
The absence of a studio audience is also different from previous presidential debates, all as Americans get their first look this year at both candidates going head-to-head.
When you put them both on a stage, and even though some people don't like the choice, you're going to have to make a judgment. Which of these two guys is a more plausible commander-in-chief for a 4-year period?
And again, that debate is tonight. We do have special coverage here on Coast TV. Hey, in Milton, there are some possible driving delays. Overnight road work could start as early as Monday, and it could go until the end of the year. That's according to Councilwoman Lee Revis-Plank. The councilwoman says it's all in the area of Route 16, Route 113, and Route 1. This is a strictly nighttime project with crews working from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Happening today, you can make your voice heard in a meeting about future open spaces like parks. DNREC has a 5-year plan, and tonight at 5 p.m. at the Georgetown Public Library, DNREC is having a public meeting. Another one will be held July 2nd at 5 at the South Coastal Library. DNREC will review plans for those future spaces. Also going to hear improvements on current parks and open spaces. Here's something that could have a big impact on marijuana in Delaware. Lawmakers announced the approval of a bill that would clarify banks providing financial services to legal cannabis businesses that's lawful under Delaware state law. That bill now awaits Governor Carney's approval. Coming up, putting a stop to speeding, the plan in Dewey Beach to keep drivers within the limits.
The big issues: abortion, civil rights, healthcare. When Trump policies were attacking our rights, County Executive Matt Meyer fought back. Now Trump is promising a national abortion ban and huge cuts to healthcare coverage. Matt's healthcare plan will reduce costs, not coverage, by increasing competition on the exchange. And Matt's plan will protect women's access to abortion, always. So call Matt Meyer. Tell him you support his plans to protect Delaware values.
Welcome to the party. We all make this show together. You guys, this is our show. You just never know who you're going to meet here. You can feel the energy in this room. Every single person needs to be included in these conversations. Let's do this! Let's make everyone's day a little brighter.
Drew Barrymore, weekdays at noon on Coast TV.
Bring your blankets and lawn chairs to Red, White, and Boom. A free community fireworks celebration at James M. Bennett High in Salisbury. Enjoy food vendors, entertainment for the entire family, and of course, one of Delmarva's most spectacular fireworks shows. Fireworks begin at 9:15. And listen to Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 for a special presentation during the fireworks display. For more information, go to coastcountry.com.
Well, this is it, Ryan. What do you think?
Impressive, Pat. Ryan Seacrest is getting ready to take the wheel.
I think what you're going to enjoy most is meeting the players and getting to know the audience at home.
And people feel like they know you, even though they've never met you before.
Because we play ourselves on TV, not a character.
This is what you're like in real life, in the wild?
Well, not dressed like this.
Ryan Seacrest joins Vanna White this fall on Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune on Coast TV.
NASCAR is cruising into Nashville.
Three flags in the air. What a great battle.
Then it's off to the streets of Chicago. Two iconic cities. Two big races.
Unbelievable.
Kick off 4th of July week with NASCAR in Nashville on NBC. Then NASCAR heads to Chicago on NBC and Peacock.
Putting a halt to speeding, Dewey Beach's police chief says there will be more officers enforcing speed limits. And this comes during Dewey's busy season. And just this past Monday, you might remember, a multi-car collision on Route 1 outside of Grottoes at Reed Avenue left an SUV overturned in the intersection. You could see that footage there. Locals we spoke with say they just want to see drivers behaving better.
Fortunately, I don't think there's been anything terrible happen, but a lot of people like me going, whoa, slow down, you know.
Officers are also going to promote the proper use of crosswalks. Delaware has received a $1.3 million grant from the Innovative Nutrient and Sediment Reduction Program. This grant was matched by a $1.7 million contribution, totaling over $3.1 million that will be used to improve water quality in the Chesapeake Bay watershed. This program supports local conservation efforts.
We're starting to see more sunshine as the clouds are thinning out. You can see that on our Tidal Health Cam at Seaford. 77, still a little muggy. You know, we picked up a good soaking of rain last night. Some storm damage as well. I'll have the rain totals and damage reports coming up. Your UV index for today, it's going to be in the upper 80s later on. And our UV index is 7 today, not as high as it has been, and burn time around 20 minutes. We're in the very high range as we go through time Friday, Saturday, and especially Monday. We get a break on Sunday, but use extra caution in the sun. Higher sunscreen, SPF, midday shade, limit time outdoors, I should say, and avoid the sun late morning into early afternoon. I'll have much more in your forecast coming up after the break.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
Life is all about choices.
And on Delmarva, we know you have a lot of country music stations to choose from.
Well, at Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3, we believe we do more of what you want.
And playing stuff that we love too, like Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen?
Lainey Wilson.
Lainey Wilson.
Plus all the good stuff too, Reba, Brooks and Dunn, Garth, and all the classics in between.
So we're issuing the Coast Country Challenge.
Tune us in for a week and we're sure when you'll accept the challenge,
you'll feel Delmarva proud too.
This is the big moment here.
It is just a work of art.
Effortless grace.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, baby. Wow.
Oh,
baby.
boy, was that good.
The style, the flow, she's got it all going for her right now.
That's jaw-dropping.
incredible.
Excellence and swagger.
I'm just sitting here in awe.
Weather shapes our lives. At Coast TV, First Alert Weather means we are always at work, ensuring you have the information you need. Weather coverage that prioritizes you. Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
Improving weather conditions on this Thursday morning. Started pretty cloudy and wet, and now starting to see some sunshine on our dry tech cam. Ocean City 76. Just saw a couple of jet skiers, and there's a boater going by, and you're looking at temperatures near 80 this afternoon, a little warmer inland. Let's do a weather rewind and look at the rain from last night. Boy, did we need that rain. Bethany Beach, almost 1.5 inches for you, 1.25 inches in Delmar. Dagsboro, 1.19. Harbison, a little over 0.6. Georgetown, 0.5 inch, and Seaford, 4,800. So our lawns are loving it for sure. And we had some wind damage as well near Hebron. We had some wind damage there. Also around the Salisbury area, law enforcement had trees down at the intersection of Merritt Mill Road and Old Ocean City Road. Also west of Pittsville, we also had power lines down as well. So it was kind of rough weather with the rain. Even Frankfort had a tree down on the wires there. But things have moved out as far as the rough weather, and now the clouds are thinning out and temperatures into the upper 70s pretty much everywhere along the beaches. Inland too, 79 Salisbury, Redden 78, and Millsboro at 79 degrees, and still kind of muggy. Dew points in the 60s and 70s, but not as atrocious as yesterday. And we'll see things start to dry out into the afternoon as a cold front moves through. So it feels like temperatures in the 70s and lower 80s, and that will improve into the afternoon as the winds are starting to swing around to the west and northwest now as a cold front is moving through, and we'll see that drier air building in. And on the visible satellite picture, of course, we had the fireworks last night with all the rain and storms, and now we're looking at the skies thinning out, at least the clouds, and we're looking at still a few lingering showers farther south. But here's that cold front working through with drier air behind it, and there's actually another cold front to the north and west, and that will dry us out even further into tonight. So here's Futurecast at noon. We're in the lower 80s, seeing the overcast thinning out, and as that occurs, it's warming up. By 3 o'clock, we're into the mid-80s, 70s and 80s along the coast. And as we head into the 6 o'clock hour, this could be the warmest time of day with full sunshine, upper 80s from Selbyville to Salisbury and Milton, 70s along the coast. And then as we go through the overnight, we're looking at maybe a little bit of fog and the wind starting to turn to the north and east. So we're in the 60s and 70s in the morning. A beautiful Friday, but with that wind coming out of the east, we're only in the 70s to around 80 degrees, but it will be a beautiful day. But then the winds start to turn to the south. The humidity increases as we go into Saturday morning, and here come the warm temperatures too by noon into the mid 80s, upper 80s by afternoon, and it's going to be feeling like 90s, really muggy. And with the muggy conditions comes a chance for rain, I think, on Sunday. Later Sunday into Sunday evening with the front, maybe some thunderstorms as well, but it does dry out into Monday as our winds are variable now, but eventually they do start to turn to the north and northeast with time, and they become easterly as we go into your Friday, and then eventually coming in out of the south over the weekend, bringing back that humidity. So the muggy meter is comfortable now, but then it gets pretty bad by the weekend, very humid to miserable, and then drier early next week. 87 this afternoon, increasing sun, 66 tonight, and then 80 for your Friday. And your Paul Davis 7-day forecast, a muggy weekend, 87 Saturday, storms on Sunday, 90, but then drier, lower 80s Monday and Tuesday, and leading up to the 4th, Wednesday, partly cloudy and 87.
Happy Thursday, Delmarva. Here's what's happening today at 4 on Coast Life.
Because it's Thursday, we've got some family drama and some delicious tea to spill.
And you are getting ready for the 4th of July. You need all the best red, white, and blue stuff, and you can get it all somewhere very special.
We're also celebrating the winners of the recent margarita crawl in Rehoboth Beach and some other tasty treats that you can get at somewhere.
All that and more today at 4 on Coast Life.
Intruders are more likely to target homes with dark zones. Take the bullseye off your house and turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a high-tech security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. During the day, it's disguised as a high-tech security camera. It's completely wireless and installs in just seconds. Powered by solar panels, no batteries needed. It adjusts a full 360 degrees. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. But wait, we can also include a second one. Just pay a separate fee. Plus, we'll give you free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-316-1548 or go online to buybionic360.com. So call 1-800-316-1548 or go to buybionic360.com.
Is Melania refusing to move back to the White House if Trump wins?
What do you think about that? Do you think that's possible?
Next, in some edition, the long-distance First Lady.
She was never a traditional First Lady.
The shocking new report. Then, the new way of figuring out where to go on vacation. Gig tripping. Coolcations. How this July 4th is unlike any other. Next, in some edition.
today at 5:30 on Coast TV.
They are ready to get to it. All of a sudden, boom. Just a bomb. Oh my goodness! Tremendous effort. She's done it. Wow. Raw power on full display.
Incredible strength.
So much power. And so dominant. History made a performance for the ages. There's the exclamation point.
There's a difference between a great golf setting and a setting for great golf. You've seen the Open before, right? We're talking about wind, sea, rain, dunes, bunkers, rough. There's a reason the forces that make the Scottish coastline also make the champion golfer of the year.
Unbelievable.
This isn't just the Open. It's golf, as it's meant to be. The Open Championship on NBC and Peacock. Part of the greatest summer of golf.
Boeing believes missing paperwork may have caused an Alaska Airlines flight in January to lose the door plug in the air. Boeing says the team that needed to reinstall bolts didn't have a work order telling them to do it. Fortunately, when the door plug blew out, no passengers were seriously hurt, and the plane landed safely. We'll be right back.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, somewhere to smile about.
Tonight, Rehoboth Beach in hot water, a FOIA violation over the new city manager's hiring. What happens next? Plus, a wave of car break-ins stuns Ocean Pines. How residents are reacting and what police are saying. Tonight on Coast TV News at 6.
It's whaler season at Taylor Marine Center. Enjoy summer savings on the unsinkable legend, Boston Whaler. Taylor Marine Center has unprecedented inventory, factory incentives, and year-end savings on Montauk's, Vantages, the newly designed Dauntless, and the offshore classic Outrage. Taylor Marine Center, with 2 award-winning locations to serve you in Milford, Delaware, and Ocean City, Maryland. Visit Taylor Marine today, your whaler season dealer.
In our coastal communities, every wave has a tale. Coast TV brings these stories home, from the smallest shell in Ocean City to the lighthouse in Lewis. What happens here matters. Every moment, every detail is a chapter in our shared story. We're your neighbors, your friends, woven into the very sands of our community. Our stories are your stories, reflecting the heart and soul of our coastal life. Coast TV, our community, your news, where every story hits close to home. Take the DSN app with you wherever you go and never miss a game from your favorite local team. Whether you're on the road, stuck at the office, or out with friends and family, the DSN app notifies you when your team is on live, so you can watch the game as it happens or watch videos on demand. Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV, download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
Welcome to the party. We all make this show together. You guys, this is our show. You just never know who you're going to meet here.
You can feel the energy in this room.
Every single person needs to be included in these conversations.
Let's do this! Let's make everyone's day a little brighter.
Drew Barrymore, weekdays at noon on Coast TV.
We have many truths to speak. Our truths are vast. They are unique. They are always evolving. Most of all, our truths are universal. Pride is universal.
In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has tips on how to help our children and teens use social media safely.
When it comes to social media and mental health, the full impact is still unclear, but early research suggests it can affect a child's self-esteem, self-image, communication skills, and so much more.
Kids might be able to connect with others that they normally wouldn't connect with. They might have an opportunity to learn about something new, but we also know that there are dangers that come with social media use.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says adults can help children and teens use social media safely by setting clear limits and being consistent. having open, honest conversations about social media use, talking about the potential impact it has on mental health, and recognizing signs of social media use problems, especially if it appears there's a loss of control.
They are going to great lengths to try to gain access to it. They are using it in a really excessive way, hours and hours and hours, not being able to put it down, feeling like it has control over them. They might be withdrawing from friends and activities they used to love. It might be impacting their ability to just engage in daily functions.
Baumstein says that's when parents should step in and help children find some balance, encouraging other activities besides being on their phone.
We want them to have balance. We want them to feel like their life is more than just one thing, and that if they don't have that one thing, everything's falling apart.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
We're seeing the clouds thinning out with sunshine on our Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera. 78 in Laurel. A nice end to the week is on the way. Then a muggy and warm weekend with Sunday showers and storms on the way. Make sure to call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. The number is 443-880-9100. It's sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico. I'll have your 10-day forecast, including the 4th of July, coming up next.
Holidays are here again, the Bargain King is your best friend. With deals so good, you're gonna win. Holidays are here again.
Folks, the cheap just got cheaper. At Ollie's, we're celebrating Ollie Days, our customer appreciation bargain bonanza, where everything in the store is 15% off. And we mean everything is 15% off. Hurry in, Ollie Days absolutely ends Sunday, June 30th. Visit ollies.us for a store near you.
Ollie's! Good stuff, cheap!
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness? If you've ever experienced the warning signs of bad circulation, then you need Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way. Soothe pain and calm restless legs. Reduce swelling in your legs, ankles, and feet, and stimulate healthy circulation. Stay active with Legzercise Pro.
Your getaway starts where it all began, Pennsylvania. A place with 1,000 experiences that'll have you coming back for seconds. And they're just down the road. See the big bell right beside bigger battlefields? Go around the next bend and you'll find world-class cuisine, great lakes, and grand canyons. Small towns with big reputations and whitewater right next to calming waters. Come visit Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
Elevate your business and engage more customers with Draper Media. Our diverse network of media properties such as WBOC, Coast TV, 93.5 The Beach, and 102.5 WBOC reaches over 500,000 Delmarva residents across various channels like television, radio, social media, and digital platforms. Enhance your brand's visibility across the Delmarva region with Draper Media. Our passionate team of media specialists and content creators are dedicated to showcasing your brand through engaging commercials, dynamic drone footage, eye-catching graphic and web design, and social media branding. Share your brand story on our popular programs, capturing the attention of your target audience. Trust your brand with Draper Media, a family-oriented company serving the Delmarva community. Contact Frank Hamilton today at fhamilton@wboc.com to get started.
Well, this is it, Ryan. What do you think?
Impressive, Pat. Ryan Seacrest is getting ready to take the wheel.
I think what you're going to enjoy most is meeting the players and getting to know the audience at home.
And people feel like they know you, even though they've never met you before.
Because we play ourselves on TV, not a character.
This is what you're like in real life, in the wild?
Well, not dressed like this.
Ryan Seacrest joins Vanna White this fall on Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune on Coast TV.
We continue the drying out process into the afternoon with the cold front working through. Wind shift to the northwest. Humidity will drop and temperatures rise into the upper 80s probably by this evening, and a pleasant evening on the way. Temperatures falling into the mid-60s by tomorrow morning. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Friday, a beautiful day. Lots of sunshine, 80 degrees, but muggy into the weekend. Mainly dry Saturday, 87, 90 on Sunday. Muggy, lower 80s to start next week, and by the 4th of July, looking good. 92 and partly cloudy skies.
Bob, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News Midday. We'll see you tonight at 5.